Hey guys! Today I'm going to be doing the intimidating TBR tag. I'm not 100% sure who created this tag, so if I find out, I will leave a link to their video in the description box below. If you know who created this tag and I haven't already linked their video in the description, please let me know and leave a link to their video so I can add it. There are 10 questions for this tag, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. Question 1. What book have you been unable to finish? I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I have never not finished a book. I don't know what it is, but I just cannot not finish a book. It's like the Fifth Wave trilogy. I didn't like the first book, but I forced myself to read the second book, which was slightly better in my view. And I really didn't like it, but I still continued on to the third book, and it took me like over a month to read those 3 books. But I still read them. I didn't give up on them. I didn't like them at all. And I don't think I'll be picking up any more of Rick Yancey's books, but I've never not finished a book, no matter how much I disliked it. Now, in the future, this may change, but I really don't expect it to. Question 2. What book have you yet to read because you haven't had the time? This could go for a lot of books, but I think Outlander by Diana Gabaldon is definitely one that I'm not going to get to read until it's like summertime when I have enough time to like binge read the series. Because I hate just reading one book of the series and then just going on to reading other books. That's another problem I have. If I start the series, I have to read it to completion. Which is why I normally don't read books until like almost the entire series is out. Question 3. What book have you yet to read because it's a sequel? Well, like I just got done saying, I normally wait until like the entire series is out before I start a book series. So there aren't many sequels that I haven't already read. So currently the only book series I haven't finished, the rest of the books in the series haven't been released yet. So I'm going to have to go with an ongoing series for this question. And I chose The Dark Prophecy, the second book of the Trials of Apollo series by Rick Riordan. Question 4. What book have you yet to read because it's brand new? For this I had to go with Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. I don't know how to say her name. But I really cannot wait to read this book because I've always had a fascination with criminology, and Jack the Ripper has always been one of my favorite criminals. Can you have a favorite criminal? Really? Not favorite as in I liked anything that he did because it was horrible and terrifying, and I really wish they had caught him. But I don't know. I guess just because it's set back in Victorian London and they really had nothing on this guy, I just found it really fascinating. And I'm just going to stop talking before I dig myself a bigger hole. Moving on. Question 5. What book have you yet to read because you read a book by the same author and didn't enjoy it? I could have went with Rick Yancey for this one because after reading the Fifth Wave series, I know I'm not going to pick up any more of his books, but I don't have physical copies of any of his other books, so I didn't feel like it counted. So I'm gonna go with So Much Closer by Suzanne Cosanti because I just read her book Keep Holding On and it fell very flat for me. It wasn't what I was expecting and it wasn't really as good as I was hoping it to be. So I may read this book in the future, but at the moment I don't feel obligated to read it, and I know it's probably going to be at least a year or 2 before I even consider reading this. So at the moment, I don't plan on reading this book. Question 6. What book have you yet to read because you're just not in the mood? I really hate my answer for this one, but I'm going to have to go with the Dark Element series by Jennifer L. Armentrout, the first book being White Hot Kiss. I really love Jennifer L. Armentrout's writing, and I really wanted to read this book series as soon as I got it, but other books got in the way, and since then, I just really haven't been in the mood to read it. I'm hoping that changes soon because I've heard so many great things about this series. Question 7. A book you've yet to read because it's humongous. Normally, for a book size to intimidate me, it has to be at least 600 pages. And the majority of the books that I own that are that large are usually like the last book in that series. So for this, I just decided to go with an entire book series that is long and very intimidating because of its size. And if you want to be technical, I have 2 series that are like this. I have the Air series by Cinda Williams-Chima and the spin-off series that goes along with this series. They're kind of all medium-sized books, but there's a lot of books in this series, and it's supposed to be high fantasy from what I've heard, so very, very intimidating. The second book series that I find intimidating is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. And this is mainly because there are so many books to the series. But I am very anxious to get to these series, though I'll probably wait until summertime so that I have enough time to just binge read these series and not have to worry about school. At least I hope I won't have to worry about school. I'm having a lot of school problems at the moment, so I don't know how that's going to turn out. Question 8. What book have you yet to read because of the cover, but it turned out to have poor reviews? For this, I'm going to have to go with Sisters Red by Jackson Pierce. I really and truly loved this cover from the moment I seen it, and I paid very little for this book, so that went a long way to push me to buy this without knowing a lot about it or even looking at the reviews for this book. The reviews aren't terrible, and it averages a 3.66 rating on Goodreads, but it definitely had a lot more negative reviews than I was expecting. Question 9. What is the most intimidating book in your TBR pile? This took a whole lot of consideration, but I finally went with the Daughter of Smoke and Bone series by Laini Taylor. I've heard really great things. It just scares me that no one has been able to actually summarize this book. So for me, that makes this book series very, very intimidating. And last but not least, question 10, who do you tag? Like most of the tags I do, this tag is kind of old. It's been out for, I think, a couple years. So I'm not actually going to tag anybody to do this tag because I don't know who all has done it. So if you haven't done this tag but you want to, then I tag you. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!